Good evening, everybody. It may be time to declare war outright against the deep state and clear out the rot in the upper levels of the FBI and the Justice Department.
The media is rushing to slander and discredit those of us that are exposing this.
I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
There are new concerns that anti-Trump FBI officials formed even a secret society at the FBI to subvert the president after his election.
So let's stop there. A secret society, secret meetings offsite of the Justice Department.
Correct. Really? Secret societies? You can't make this stuff up.
Let me give you one bottom line. As a former government official, government's going to kill this guy.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you.
It's one giant incestuous circle of corruption.
Look, the CIA is a rogue agency.
The White House and the President are citing InfoWars.
We have to start getting ready for insurrection and civil war because they're really pushing it. What are we going to do if they kill the president and then order their local governments and their local federal branches to come arrest thousands of resistance leaders? If they kill Trump or remove Trump, it will cause a massive civil war in this country.
This is a FEMA high-level alert.
This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow.
Remain calm. Go indoors immediately and stay indoors.
This is an emergency broadcast from FEMA.
In compliance with the United Nations, the Department of Homeland Security has declared martial law.
City officials have called for military help. Planes and troops are expected to arrive within the next 2 hours.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alice Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, the left has finally officially lost. Now, they don't want you to know this, so they're putting on a brave face. But at a time where all their ideology has failed, all their rhetoric has been brushed aside by good-thinking American people, they have one last resort, and that last resort is to call for civil war. We have put together, us at InfoWars, we've put together a great video, a great compilation of the leftist elites saying they want America to fail and how they want America to fail. Now, I'm going to show this video, but before I do, I just want to address you. Will you stand by and let these liberal elites try to destroy our country? If the answer is no, you are an American patriot. And I feel the same way, which is why it is important that every day we stand up for America. We cannot just stay in our homes and know the truth for ourselves. We have to get out there and share information with people. And that is why I'm calling on you, the American citizen, to go out there and start your own channel and start your own, whether it be a website or a Twitter page, start your own center of ideas so you can spread the truth to others. And I just think that's so important. Now we're going to go ahead and let's roll the tape.
And it goes on, and you see the people that he hires that are in his administration, and we see that this now becomes the last battle of the Civil War. And we're fighting it right now. And we're going to win. We're going to win.
And so how are you guys planning to disrupt them throughout the day?
Starting with everything from checkpoint blockades to traffic blockades. The plan is to make the entire inauguration a total cluster.
Nobody's really supposed to know about me. So the Chicago protest, when they shut all that was us. It was more him than me, but none of this is supposed to come back to us.
Let's pause the tape. So I've just given you a few examples of where leftists deliberately try to incite violence. And this is so revealing. It's so strange that they think they want this fight when they will so clearly lose. I mean, these are the same leftists that eat soy all day and hate guns. So, I mean, how are they going to fight in this civil war? And they're the ones asking for it. Us on the right, typically, in 99.9% of all examples of your typical right-wing patriot. We don't want violence. We want to peacefully spread our messages without violence and spread our messages using the First Amendment. And we want to use the First Amendment to protect all our other amendments and all our other rights that we have, like the Second Amendment. But for some reason, the same people that don't want to be armed and don't want to have free speech and want to be subservient want to fight a war with people that are armed and can spread their messages of truth and liberty. It makes zero sense. And this is a war that they will definitely lose. The Antifa people, they get pushed back left and right. When they go and they have these giant, they have tantrums. They have tantrums like toddlers. When they go and have these giant toddler tantrums, they get beaten back by American patriots. When they assault people with batons and stun guns and pepper spray, they get punched in the face. Now, no one should be getting punched in the face. But if someone with a baton, wearing a black mask and outfit, attacks you with a baton, then I believe you should have the right to punch that person in self-defense. And it is absolutely ridiculous that the leftists want to fight a war that they can't win. Let's keep on rolling the tape and let's just laugh at this, because it is truly hilarious.
Because we want it coming from people. We don't want it to come from the party.
Yesterday he was a monster, a racist, a misogynist, and today, well, he's our president. We must give him a chance. We're not giving him a chance. No peace, no peace, no Trump. No peace, no Trump.
Already, you have members of your cabinet that are being booed out of restaurants. We have protesters taking up at their house. Who's saying no peace, no sleep. No peace, no sleep. And guess what? We're going to win this battle.
See, it's good to harass people when they're peacefully eating in restaurants, and it's good as long as a Democratic official tells you to. Now, if you're a crazy right-winger that goes and confronts someone on the street or in an airport, ooh, you're bad. Now, let's just look at the double standard, because it is truly ridiculous. If you're a Democrat and you confront a right-winger, you are God. But if you're a right-winger and you confront a Democrat, then you're evil. Let's keep on rolling the tape.
Deep divisions along party lines and fears over immigration have raised concerns for the ultimate fate of the U.S. Almost a third of Americans polled said they thought a second civil war was possible.
But at a party this week on Martha's Vineyard, a woman said, if Dershowitz were here tonight, I'd stab him through the heart. This is a Martha's Vineyard woman.
Furthermore, the same poll indicated that roughly...
It's really weird. Like, so you notice the protected classes of people, especially women, the class that the left says is so victimized by Western patriarchy. They're the ones that want to get into the fray so much. It's almost because they have this air of immunity. See, if an Antifa woman attacks you and you defend yourself, then you'd automatically become a bad person because you hit a woman. It doesn't matter that she hit you first. And there's so many instances of this on the left. I think I may have to do a report on it soon, of where these Antifa women will get on the front lines and start attacking right-wing men and women, and then when they get attacked, they throw giant fits and end up pursuing legal action against the people. It is insane. The double standard, and it's the same thing. If you're a Democrat, you can do no wrong. If you're a woman and a Democrat, you can do no wrong. Now, if you're a woman and a Republican, ooh, you're bad. There's a special place in hell for you. But if you're a liberal, you can do no evil. Let's keep on rolling.
At least 60% of Americans believe that backlash to Donald Trump's policies could turn violent. The debate surrounding Trump's immigration policies and the media fuming over it, the gun control debate, and the White House and the intelligence community not getting along, that has been quite explosive at times.
Jeff Good says a man he doesn't know pulled up to his house and told him he needed to take down this flag in his front yard. Good says when he told him no, the man punched him.
Right in the face. In fact, he kind of used like a claw method.
Good says instinctively he tried to hit him back, but got his arm stuck in the man's car as he sped off.
Let's pause it again.
This is where it happened.
Good.
I'm sorry we have to keep on pausing it, but I mean, there are so many points to be made. I mean, the same liberals that want you disarmed and want your AR-15 or whatever gun you have taken away, they say it's just for so-called assault weapons, but eventually they'll be coming for people's antique muskets. The same people that don't want you to have weapons run around assaulting people. the people that don't want the violence, supposedly, the left-wingers, the people that say all guns are bad and we'll be better off if only the police have guns. I seem to remember a few totalitarian regimes, that's how it started. But the same people that don't want you to be armed, don't want you to be able to defend yourself, run around, harass people, obstruct their First Amendment rights, and physically assault them. Now, I don't know if they're planning to fight another civil war with sporks, but they've really got to get their ideology together, because it makes no sense to me. Let's keep on rolling the tape.
Says he was dragged about 30 feet.
For the president. You ain't supporting
That plan is a campaign.
Oh my God.
To
Let's
make
pause it again.
America white.
Can we go back just really quick? Can we go back to the tape of the guy splashing that in the teenager's face, please? Wow. We've officially hit a new low. That guy, I remember reading in an article, he was a server or like a waiter of some kind at the restaurant that those two teenagers, obviously teenagers, were eating at. That man was obviously an adult, and he decided to assault them. So let's roll the tape again.
for the president. You ain't supporting
Let's pause it.
That plan.
We live in a world where right-wing people and right-wing men, women, you name it, if they do anything, if they support Trump on their Twitter page, they get banned. But when a liberal man assaults Trump supporters, discriminates against Trump supporters, it's not on the front page of CNN. It's not a big deal. It's just swept under the rug because it doesn't matter to them. It's not relevant to their discussion. It's truly, it's just disgusting that we live in a world where liberals have all this power and refuse to take responsibility for their actions. And it infuriates me to a point where I just want everyone to get out in the streets and to realize that we're all human beings and that if someone assaults someone, it's bad, regardless of their political ideology. And that man's face should be all over the leftist, should be all over leftist platforms, and they should be demonizing him because anyone that uses violence to support their political ideology is a true Nazi and deserves to be exposed for the kind of pig that they are. Let's keep on rolling the tape.
You ain't supporting
That plan
Absolute scumbag.
is a campaign to make America white again.
And I finally, comrades, I believe with all my heart and soul that this is the party that will lead the revolution to take the White House down, that will make the United States of America a socialist country.
Pause.
The young people.
I seem to remember a couple of other socialist regimes that turned into communist regimes and where millions of people died. Their property was taken and they were enslaved. I seem to remember a couple of those countries. Maybe communist Russia and communist China. Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me because I had a basic historical education, you know, as Americans should. And it is absolutely ridiculous for anyone in 2018 to be asking for socialism. Socialism, and by extension communism, that ideology has killed millions. Killed millions of people. If leftists are so outraged about loss of life and want to prevent it as much as possible, shouldn't we be standing up against, united as a nation together, Democrat, Republican, right-wing, left-wing? Shouldn't we be standing together to fight insanity like this? But we aren't. Because, see, the Democrats aren't really caring people, at least the establishment. Their followers are ignorant, but they're not evil people at their core. The Democrat establishment is truly evil. They are truly evil. They want to bring us into the dark ages of the Cold War with Soviet Russia. They want to bring us back. They want a world in where you get criticized for the kind of speech that you say if it isn't compliant with the state. Hitler wanted that too. truly, the Democratic Party is turning into a terrorist organization, and it is ridiculous. They wanted Trump to disavow David Duke. He did it. Now, how about they disavow Antifa? Please. Then you can be on your moral high ground. You're below Trump right now. You have refused to disavow a terrorist organization. Let's keep on rolling tape. I'm sorry I got caught on that issue because I care so much about it. It really angers me to see the double standard.
So in this room will see it. The young people in this room will build it. So all power to the youth, all power to the revolution. Black Lives Matter. Si se puede.
So you work for Daily Caller. You work for the other side. You work for the other side. While they round up your Latina brothers and sisters, you take their money. You take their money. You are the racist.
ICE is not welcome in this country. HSI is not welcome. I don't support what they do. I think it's a blasphemy.
Could we pause the tape? Now I'm going to ask my good old friend Zimmerman, who's running cameras for me. Were they talking about ICE? I just couldn't hear the full clip. All right, they were talking about ICE. ICE does an important service in this country. They regulate immigration, and they make sure that dangerous illegal criminals don't pass through our border. Now, I did a video recently talking to people on the street about the immigration policy and about the kids that were being separated from their parents at the time, which Trump has now signed an executive order that changed that. But the reason they were being separated was for two reasons. Number one, most of the kids that were separated from their parents, the parents who were taking them across the border didn't have adequate documentation proving that the kid was in fact their kid, so they had to be taken away, and that was partially because of a 310% increase in the number of human trafficking victims crossing through the border. So that was actually done to protect the kids, which is a fact that liberals don't seem to mention when they're calling for a government agency which does a valuable job to be shut down. And number two, do you want the parents and the children to be housed in the same general population facility that will be housing dangerous criminals? I mean, not all the people crossing the border are just families looking for a better life. That is an aspect of it. And that's why becoming a legal citizen in the U.S. should be an easier process. If you have valuable skills to offer our country, by all means, come in. Few years, maybe 5 years, you prove that you really want to be an American. Come into our country. Make us better. That's part of what makes us great. But liberals crying for ICE to be shut down, they don't want that. They want mass throngs of unskilled workers coming into our country and drug dealers so they can vote Democrat and so the Democrats can have a foothold in this country for decades and decades to come. It's purely political. The Democrats only want immigrants coming into the country from Mexico, illegal immigrants coming to the country from Mexico, so they can vote Democrat. And how people don't see this, I just don't understand it. It is shocking to me how this hasn't been realized. Now let's keep on rolling tape.
We're really calling on the community to say that this is not okay, that we're going to fight back. We're not going to let people just disappear like this.
Again, Oakland Police Department confirming this had to do with a federal criminal search warrant that had to do with human sex trafficking of juveniles. That's really the information that we have.
I guess the protesters want the sex traffickers to run free. I mean, it only seems fair. I mean, ICE is obviously not doing its job, and it's separating families and men and women and their children. I mean, that's wrong. So I say we should let the murderers and the rapists that are coming across the borders, not saying everyone is, we should let them run free, and we should give them citizenship, and we should actually give them immunity. There are several cases in which illegal immigrants have multiple DUIs back in the Obama era, and they were still allowed to be in the country. I mean, I don't understand why all criminals don't receive amnesty. Oh, wait, it's only the criminals that you want. It's only the criminals that you want voting Democrat. It's not American criminals. It's the illegal immigrant criminals that are coming in and are already guilty of crimes in their native countries. You just want them to vote for you. You don't care what they do. And it shows how Democrats, they claim to be the party of feelings, but at the same time, they don't feel. They don't feel for Kate Steinle's family, the girl who was murdered. They don't care about her. They don't care about the victims of crimes that illegal immigrants commit, that illegal immigration causes. They don't care about that. They care about the families. So they show us pictures. They show us pictures of crying children, except the children who are crying in the pictures weren't separated from their parents. Another CNN hoax. I wonder what makes us as right-wingers distrustful of the media. Let's keep on rolling tape.
We just received moments ago.
Something like, is your nickname herpes because you're not necessarily the most dangerous person in the administration, but you're very unpleasant, totally incurable, and you always show up when we're about to get
Let's pause it. This is turning out to be a long video, but I would never dream of calling someone on news or wherever that is. I don't know if she's a news reporter. I think that's Michelle Wolf, right? She's in Comedy Central. Well, I guess she is kind of joking, and comedy is a frontier where you can push the boundaries. But still, why are you calling the president's daughter an STD? I mean, it makes no sense and shows that they don't have substance to their arguments. Now let's keep on rolling.
If you vote for Trump, then you, the voter, you, not Donald Trump, are standing at the border like Nazis going, you here, you here. And I think we now have to flip it. And it's a given the evilness of Donald Trump.
This is becoming an authority.
And by that same logic, if you're a Hillary Clinton supporter, then you supported Benghazi and you caused that whole situation down there and you got soldiers killed. You, as a Hillary Clinton supporter, if there's any of you watching, you are a Benghazi supporter and you wanted that to happen. Of course, that's not really the case. Even if you are a Hillary supporter, I would never say that you wanted Benghazi to happen. Now, whether Hillary did or not, that's up. You can decide that for yourself, but my mind's pretty made up on that front. Hillary's a pretty bad person in my honest opinion. I'll make an educated guess and say that she shouldn't be the one to cast the first stone. Now let's keep on rolling tape.
Authoritarian state, and we need a grassroots effort today. Build up the tension. We have to turn this into a 3-day story. And what I want people to do is to commit, just like I will, that we would go to Washington, D.C. if such a crazy, insane act occurred, and we would lay down in front of the tanks.
Well, I'll join 1 million other people surrounding the United States Capitol. I will stand there. I will put Bill, let me tell you something. This judge goes through for the rest of all of our lives. It's a right-wing court. That's it. It's over.
Now, because Michelle Wolf made a personal attack on the president's daughter, I feel entitled to make one of my own. Out of concern for Michael Moore's health, I'm going to have to ask him to get on a diet, because that man looks like Jabba the Hutt. Look at that turkey gizzard. It's almost majestic in a way. And I say that out of care for him. I mean, if a 20 is a pretty normal BMI, that guy's at like a 45. It's just simple subtraction at this point. You got to get on a treadmill, bro. If you want to keep on protesting for the left, you want to be able to do that without having a heart attack. I want you to be healthy. See, as a right-winger, I want you to live because I care about people living. I want to argue with you, Michael Moore. Please, debate me. I call on Michael Moore to debate me on the issue of immigration and how Trump was separating children, or on how the left will win a civil war. Please, Michael Moore, I want you to get healthy so you can live long enough to debate me. I really want it. And I care about you, Michael Moore. No one should ever attack Michael Moore. I'm just saying, Michael Moore, at this point, the greatest threat to you is not a crazy Trump supporter. It's your beer belly. It's giant. All right, let's keep on rolling tape.
Combined with the White House and the Congress, of course.
Yeah, yes. And if this is the last American president...
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country.
And if you see anybody...
Pause it. The video is basically over. It goes on to have the outro, but did Michael Moore just said Trump might go on to be the last American president? That sounds kind of like a threat to me. See, America's going to have many, many more presidents, and they're going to be hopefully somewhat of a right-wing, or I would say libertarian. They're cut from that kind of cloth. I hope we have 1,000 more presidents. I hope humanity succeeds, and I hope every country and every person, regardless of race or sexuality or how they feel politically, I hope everyone succeeds. Because, see, I'm not like Michael Moore, and I would never wish ill on a president, because I'm not going to wish ill on a fellow human being, because I care about humanity, and I care about the fair discourse and a fair marketplace of ideas. You, the American people, don't be like Michael Moore. Support freedom. Support a fair debate between ideas. Support America, because that's what we're all about. I'm Rex Jones from Infowars.com. And if you've received this transmission, you are the resistance.
A lot of his supporters believe that we are the enemy of the American people, and that is really, really an awful situation. We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people. We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people. We love the American people. We love the American people.
They came in peace.
We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people.
This is CNN. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.